Hello everyone. Well, for today's video, I have a little crafty project. I saw this in the craft store, appropriately enough, and since it is never too late to make gingerbread houses, or too early either, I thought this would be a fun thing for us to put together. So let's open it up and see what we've got inside. This is supposed to be most of everything that we need. So I'm going to put this over here now. The biggest part of this is the actual gingerbread. And it is wrapped in some bubble wrap, which we can have fun with later. So it is well protected. So we have enough pieces for 4 small little houses. I thought that would be more manageable than one giant one. We have 1 bag of frosting. We have another bag of frosting. I think it's supposed to be white and red frosting. We have a little baggie of gumdrops. We have a little bag of little candy spheres. There's a name for these, and I cannot remember what that name is. We have some little candy discs. We have some large gumdrops, which I think we're supposed to roll these out with a rolling pin, if I read the instructions correctly, and then cut them out into different shapes. We have 1 bag for piping the icing, and another bag for piping the icing. And we have 2 icing tips that are the same, 1 for each color. And then we have a little piece of cardboard. I don't know if we need this or not, but there it is. So that is the contents of the box. I hope it is not too early to do Christmassy things on my channel, but I figured if these are already being put out on the shelves and I waited until Christmas time to actually make them, they would either be way too stale to be usable, or they would have been manhandled so much in the store that they would have been all broken up. So I I am hoping that because they are relatively fresh, that it will make a better gingerbread house. And we got bubble wrap. Which to an ASM artist is like gold. Because most of the things come in those big air pillows now. Not a whole lot of things come in bubble wrap. So that's the kit. There's a few things that are listed here that I need to get. I have like a spoon and a knife and a flat surface to work on. And I've got a rolling pin here. And I have some parchment paper. The one thing I don't have yet is toothpicks. So I'm going to have to get some toothpicks to help me decorate. Do some of the fine detail work. So, once I get all that together, I will come back and we will start making some gingerbread houses. Okay, so now we have the cookie part of the house here. So let's unwrap it and see what kind of pieces we have to put together the houses. I'm just going to split this here down the middle. We can peel this back. We want to save this cardboard. This is part of the base we'll put the houses on. So, there are the pieces for one house. Here are the pieces for another house. For a little base here, just a piece of cardboard. Piece for the third house. Piece for the fourth house. Another cardboard base. And then we can get rid of this plastic. Okay, so I'm going to set these over here and we'll work on them one at a time. Now, these are already pretty deeply scored, but I don't know that I can just break them with my hand. I think I want to try to cut them. So I have a knife here. It's just a butter knife, but it has a little bit of a serrated edge to it. So I'm going to see if I can kind of cut down through these divisions here. Let's see. There we go. Oh yeah. I think that worked pretty well. Nope. That was very easy. Okay. And these edges aren't too bad. Probably need to trim them off a little bit here. just move these out of the way. Very nice. It's going much better than I expected. Okay. Not super gingerbready in flavor, but these are not necessarily made to eat. They're made to create and decorate. Okay, put those pieces over there. And let's move these crumbs off to the side. Okay, that's good for now. Now, these go together like this. And we use icing as glue to hold them together. And so the icing will hide the seams, because it's kind of rough where they fit together. They don't fit together perfectly. So that's what the icing is for. So we first use it as glue, and then once it dries, we'll use it again to kind of cover up the joints. If I wanted to get super precise with this, I probably could. And really make these super sharp, flat angles and matching sides. But I'm not going to get too perfectionistic about it. Just kind of trim these off a little bit. This has kind of a rounded shape to it. It probably needs to be more flat like this side is. Let's see if we can do that. Yeah, that's better. Let's see about this one. Yeah, it has kind of the same issue. Cut about the same amount off on this side. And then the roof has a bit of a bulge, a rounded edge here as well, but I think that'll be fine, because that doesn't have to match up with any other edge. Makes lots of crumbs, doesn't it? clean all that up later. Okay, so now let's get the icing and start gluing these together. Okay, so here's our bag of icing. And the instructions say to kind of knead it around for a little bit inside the bag to mix it up. Kind of warm it up with my hand as well. And then what we'll do is we'll cut a little corner of this off. And we'll put some into our pastry bag here. Okay. Just a small corner. Because we're not going to put all of this in here. We just want to put a little bit. And in this, we want to cut off probably about that much of this bag, like that. And we take this tip, we put it down inside, like that. We push it so we have a tight seal here, and we have the tips sticking out. So I probably could have cut a little bit more off, but that'll be fine. So now let's roll this down. Hopefully that'll make it a little less messy. Putting in the icing. So then we just squirt it in. Okay. I wonder if that's enough. Let's put a little bit more in. Okay. That should be good. Now we don't want this to dry out, so it's a nice sweet icing. We want to push the remainder of this back. You can't see what I'm doing. We just want to seal this up so that it doesn't dry out. Okay. So now move this back up. Squeeze this down the tip. Okay. Now the first pieces we want to put together are these. And we want to make sure that all these pieces will line up correctly. I think that'll work pretty well. So, put some there. We'll put some here. We can get it to stick. There we go. Push them together. And we'll just hold them for a little bit. Then we'll do the other side like this, and that'll allow us to let this dry, and this one to dry, and then we can put it together. I think patience is the name of the game here. This is definitely a multi-step, multi-day project, because they say you want to let these dry for 24 hours before you start decorating them, so that the icing will dry completely and act like the glue. Now, push that together. Let that dry. Okay, that one looks pretty good. Be very careful with these. I shouldn't be moving them around so much. But I want to make sure that they're nice and square. Okay. So let's let that dry, and then we'll put on the other one. Okay, so it's been about 20 minutes since I first made these joints, and the icing has dried. I don't want to pull on it, but I think I can at least, nope. That one's not going to hold up. This is the problem. That icing does not make very good glue. So I don't know if we can strengthen this with some more or not. I'm going to put just a little bit more right there. Kind of try to push it into the gingerbread. And I'm not sure. I'm assuming using a nice bead of it like this is what you want to do. Okay. So now very carefully, let's push these together. And I'm going to put more icing right in here. Make sure it's square. And then we're going to let that dry for about another 15 to 20 minutes. So this is a process of patience. Okay, so this is dried about another 20 minutes. And it seems fairly sturdy, but I don't want to push that. So the next is the roof. And hopefully after that is on, it will be even more sturdy. So what I want to do get my pastry bag here, and I'm going to put the icing right along these edges here. And I'm going to put some right on this edge here. Where hopefully it will make contact. Well, I don't think that one will because it's pretty set back, but that's okay. Stay up there. Okay. At least the icing is nice and sweet. Okay. So that one on that side. And this one there, push down in a firm manner. Just for a few seconds. Make sure it's all connected. And I'm going to put some more right down the middle here to hopefully glue these two pieces together. Fill in the gaps. And we'll smooth this out when we're decorating it with even more icing to make it look better. But for right now, we just want to glue those together. And then our house will be pretty complete. So once again, we'll let this dry for probably about a half hour. Okay, so this is the house, and I'm going to put it here on this piece of cardboard. It's been drying for about 2 hours. It is holding together okay. If I'm very gentle with it, it's doing well. So what I'm going to do with this one is put some trim around it in white icing and see how that looks and see how that holds up. And then the next step after that, we'll be doing some more intricate decorating. So I'm going to move this over here And I need to fill up my bag here with some more icing. So they've given us plenty. Squish it together some more. Get that ready, and then I'm going to fold this back again. And then add some more. Okay. That should be good for what we need. Let's work this down to the tip here again. Take out some air bubbles. And let's open this up. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is outline the edges here. And cover up some of this icing that's just there, acting as a glue. So let's see if we can just work this back and forth like this. Trying to make some kind of nice little pattern. See how that works there. Okay. There's lots of air bubbles in this. Do this kind of a wide pattern so it covers up all of that. Now that has to dry before we can do the other side. So let's do the top here. We're going to fill it in just like we did the sides. Just so it looks a little bit better than just a smear of icing. Looks pretty good. And then I want to continue this. Let's see if this will work. Just down along the edges of the roof. Don't want to stick my fingers into the wet icing. If I use a lot of icing on this one, it's okay. I don't think I'm going to do all 4 houses for this video. Because the drying time it takes quite a while to actually make these videos, because you have to stop, let it dry, and then work on it some more. And let's put some right here. Right along the bottom edge. Like that. Spin it around very gently. And put another bead right there. Okay. Now, I'm going to do the windows here. I know it's going to be hard to see from the angle the camera's at. But I'm just going to put a frame around these windows. It's not going to be perfect. That's okay. The ending is the difficult part. It keeps wanting to smear off. There's probably a trick to that, which I'm not getting. Trying to make this nice corners. Okay. Now, here we have the there we go. Here we have the front door and 2 more windows. So I'm going to put that right in there. At least this is a nice excuse to eat some icing. Put that right in there. Well, I'm sure there are probably 5th graders that could do a better job than I am, but that's okay. It stretches so far. You can't just get a little bump of it. It stretches out into these strings. I guess you just let it dry a little bit and then push it where you want it to go. Okay, so I'm going to let this dry, and then we will do just a little bit more decorating. Okay, so this has now dried for several hours, and you can see the frosting is covering up a lot of the joints that hold the house together. So while it's not tremendous, it's pretty nice. So now we can start decorating it. And I have the red icing. I have this little bag of candy spheres, some little candy discs, and some gumdrops. So I'm going to put the candy spheres in one of these little containers. There we go. Now put these in this container. Perfect. Then the gumdrops. Okay. So I'm going to concentrate on doing the roof, since that's the easiest for you guys to see. And once again, the icing is going to act like a glue. And we're going to use it to stick some things on. So first, I just want to run a bead down here and connect this line at the bottom of the roof. And one along the top. Just so we know our parameters. Now, what I want to do, this will take some planning out, I think. So I want to run a line of red down like this. Stopping right there. I'm just going to wing it. Trying to make the lines very straight. And then I'm going to put some candy in between them. I think this is the fun part that most people think about when they think about doing gingerbread houses, and not the frustration of actually putting the house together. But it all takes a little bit of patience. These aren't completely even, but that's okay. Okay. So now we put little dots of icing. To glue the candy on. We can do red and green alternatively, I hope. And hopefully we'll have enough space for it to come out even. But we'll have to find out. So far, this project has taken the greater part of a day. Between putting it together and letting it dry. It's definitely something you do and then come back to a little later. So these things keep on this. Looks like they're sliding downhill. Okay. So that fits pretty well. Start with the green one that time. Go on to red. I think doing this with children would be pretty difficult. Unless you knew from the start that you didn't mind how they turned out, or if you pre-made the houses themselves and then just let the kids decorate it. That would be fun. These things always look better on the box than they do in real life. Okay. So we go 2 over, that leaves us 3. I don't know if I want to make the whole thing checkerboard. Maybe just 2 stripes of these little candies. On either side. And we'll figure out something to do in the middle. Okay. Almost done with this. screen. Make sure we get that up near the top. So we are currently planning out what we're going to do for the holidays as far as activities, trips, and things like that. Although we won't be actually going anywhere. Most of it's going to be people coming to us this year. My mother-in-law's Alzheimer's is at a stage that we really can't travel with her very easily. So, but doing things like this is a good way to get into the holiday spirit. Okay. Now, if I just do a stripe down like this, I wonder if I can stick some of these on. Probably going to be messy, isn't it? Yep. These are really small. I think you just put them down and then roll them where you want them to go. Get up there. Trying to make it not look too messy. What other colors we got here? Hot pink. Put a yellow one down. Nope. Get back here. Where are you going? There we go. Orange one. Do another blue one. The white one. Okay. It's kind of neat. Well, hard to hang on to them. Trying to get a random selection of colors is kind of difficult. Oops, oh no, I got into the red icing. Dang it. Started going too fast. fix that really quick there. Here we go. Now let's put another bead of white right here. And it's not a gingerbread house until it has gumdrops on it. These are huge though. Okay. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up here. I have been working on this for a day. And I think a train is coming and is about to blow its whistle very loudly. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this. And please subscribe to my channel. I have many more videos to show you guys. Thanks, guys. Bye.